Thanks very much.
This is the start area of the park run. We actually, because there were 4 of us, we got a taxi. It was just the same price as getting the bus. The first train didn't get here in time, but there is a bus. But then it's like a 30-35 minute walk from the nearest bus stop in Ajax Go, I think it is, to get here. So we're at Duffins Traill Park Run. It's event 201 and it's the 30th of November 2024, and we're obviously in Canada, Toronto. The first event was 6th of October 2018. They had 22 finishers. The average 20 finishers, 32 last week, and the average time is 35 minutes 40. Record attendance is 59. That was event 100 on the 9th of July 2022. Lowest attendance was 1, event 13 and event 19. That was the 29th of December 2018 and 16th of February 2019. The fastest time, male record is 17:13 and female 20:08. My stats, it's my 356th park run and 203rd location. The course is a out and back course along the Duffins Traill, crossing the river a few times, I'm told, with over the bridges, and it's undulating as well, it says. For a coffee shop, it says the Bean and Basket, which way the park run starts is probably 100 metres heading in towards the town, and it's just on the left hand side, you can't really miss it. No toilets. It said maybe local stores or vendors, but we couldn't find anywhere that opened early. The course out and back along a section of the Trans-Canadian Trail. This bit's called Duffins Creek, obviously, and it says you cross the river several times as you go out and back. Some of the volunteers just setting off. Now it's 8:45 to get to their positions on the course. And then there's the RD and other volunteers and a few runners here as well already.
And number 2 will send you down to point C and back again. This is just to get the full 5k. But they'll marshal you down to C, and someone they'll make sure you don't run past them and come back. You then run to the top. Up here, it's like a bit of a small paved parking lot. You run to the end of the parking lot. There's a little U-turn sign at the end of the parking lot, which is basically right on the sidewalk. So don't run over the road, past the road, or onto the golf course, which is beyond that. You want to turn around before you get to the road, so turn around, come back. All these little yellow things, there's like little small cones. You probably saw maybe a couple when you were walking, like the cones down there. Don't go over a cone. It's basically like a little trail off of the exit, or an exit off the trail, so don't go over cones. Come back at number 2, you'll just run by. They'll guide you, so you don't have to go do the dog leg on the way back. And then you come up here and we have a small hill to finish, just to get you exactly, yes.
I hate that one.
This is where the course starts. Said it's an out and back. There's a little spur on it at one point, only maybe 40 metres, and then when you come back up this hill to the finish funnel there.
To do that, I'm going to get a photo. If you don't come down a little bit, we're going to do it this way, because it's not sunny today. I'm not going to blind you guys. Alright.
This is my first ever park run in Canada, and we're at Duffins Traill, which is just on the northeast side of Toronto, on Lake Ontario. So we're just getting the RD briefing. No one seems to be stood at the front, but it's pretty cold this morning, very dry cold as well. Going to have a steady start today and just see how it goes.
Finish protocol into the funnel, please. Grab a token from the guy in the red bubble out there. He'll give you a token, go to the end and scan. No barcode, no result, but we'll figure it out. Just come see me. We'll make sure you get into a timed position. Make sure to leave the tokens. We'll make sure we have those for next week. No dogs. Okay. The course is an out and back. Don't go over cones. Be nice to the other pedestrians that might be out there. It is a shared trail. And then the tough part, there's marshals that will guide you around the dog leg. So that's pretty good. Don't want to keep you too much longer, so we're going to thank our volunteers. Thanks all coming out. Thank the volunteers that are out on the trail as well.
That's the RD briefing done, so he's ready to start us off. It's a downhill start as well. Camera doesn't pick up hills very well. And we're off. And my friend Emily there asking me why I'm not running in front of her, but she's set off far too fast for me. I'll let her enjoy being in the lead of the park run. We've only gone 50 metres. Cross over a few bridges. It's an out and back course, trail course. All the leaves are off the trees at the moment now. It'd be nice to see it in spring. It's a crisp, cold morning, but it's all pretty solid surface to run on. You can hear people behind me as well at this point. So we head on to the trail section now. The course is a out and back course. There's a little out and back section just up here somewhere, not too far. It's a nice surface to run on, a little bit uneven in parts, but nice and firm and compact. I would say it's not totally flat. There's a slight bit of rise in the path, but I suppose if we're heading up where the water flows, we're going to gradually be going higher. So somehow I seem to find myself in P1 at the moment, but not sure who's behind me. I'm going to do my usual thing of not look back and wait and see, but we've got an out and back section coming up, so I should be able to see how close anyone is behind me when I get there. It's not far now. So we're coming up to a little out and back section. You don't do this on the way back.
Thank you.
And it's only maybe 40 metres, 50 metres, this little out back section. I always want to go around these cones when we get up here in a clockwise direction, but I can see there's an arrow on this to go anti-clockwise round it. Seems the wrong way to me.
Thank you.
So we go around and I should be able to see who's behind. Oh, nice little gaps. My friend Steve right behind me, and then Emily who set off in the lead. And that guy, I can't remember his name now, we were talking to him. So a tiny little bit of a gap just to start with. So that's the little out and back section done, and now we just go out to the end and then back along the route. Cross over this creek a few times. I feel quite relaxed at this point, knowing that there's no one really close behind me. It's my friend behind me. We're very closely matched normally, but he'd had a slight niggle, so he said he was going to take it easy today, but he isn't that far behind me. Must be feeling not too bad today. Slight rise just here, and then that's the highest point just there, and then we're going just back down now here. Put plenty of cones out on the course so you can't go wrong. You can see them on the right, making sure we go around to the left here. Not sure if the camera picks it up just on the left there, but it's a black squirrel. I've never seen a black squirrel before. Lovely twisty turny course. Absolutely no idea where I am at this point. Just hope that I'm on the correct path. When you've done a course before, it's easy, or it's very rare that I'm ever in P1, so I usually just have someone to follow. But I do worry on these, am I going in the wrong direction? Just see the river to the left there. Still feel really good. It's a nice easy pace today, not pushing too hard. Feel quite relaxed, can't hear anyone behind me. There could be someone close, you just don't know unless I look back, but I'm refusing to look back now till the turnaround point. Over another bridge. There's a lovely trail course. I bet it looks fantastic as well in spring and summer when weather's better and all the leaves, trees are in leaf. As I said it when we set off, it was like a dry cold. Starting to feel warm now. I think I've got maybe too many layers on now, but certainly needed them while we were stood around before the start. Still fairly flat as well, this course. Only the slight rise and fall. There's no hills at the moment that we've gone up. I know we started downhill on a downhill section, but it's only very short, so it won't be too bad for the finish.
Morning.
It's possible maybe when all the leaves were dropping off the trees that you couldn't see what's underfoot, but as you can see the path's pretty clear to follow here. And on the briefing, or the first time as welcome, sorry, said something about, I'm just looking where to go here, but see the cones over this bridge. He said something about the car park at the end, but he said it was obvious where to turn around. I'd like to see it when, after winter, maybe in spring, if there's been lots of snow and it's all melting and the water going under those bridges. Must be really nice. It is a beautiful course, this. My kind of course. I never used to be a fan of trail, but the more I do of them, the more I actually enjoy them than the tarmac path courses. This is the point where I'm starting to think how much further before we turn around. How far have I gone? Still feel pretty good though. And I can't hear anyone behind as well, so that's quite nice. Makes me more relaxed when I'm running, when I don't feel pressurised by anyone to push me along.
Morning, thank you.
As you can see here, someone's been and put all the cones out so you don't go down the wrong path. It's the only trouble with leading, you've got to keep an eye out for exactly where to go. I can see some houses now, so hopefully it's not too far once we get here to the turnaround point. Must be they mentioned a car park somewhere, that's not here. And we're onto a tarmac path as well now. Just a quick look left there just to see. Quite twisty, this little bit of path as well, just here. And undulating as well, so we're going downhill now. Hopefully the halfway point, the turning point is soon. Keep an eye out for the car park, and then apparently it's obvious. I can see the car park now, just going downhill there. Just had a quick look in case anyone is behind. So where do we turn round? So this is the point where we went wrong. You can see that one car in the car park. The turnaround point is just behind it. They said it was obvious, so I've run round that post. When we chatted at the finish, the first three of us all went round that post. So turning, as my friend here, Steve, is not far behind me. That now seems to put me under a bit of pressure. I need to push on the way back now because it's not that far away. Hopefully we only cut it short by a very, very short distance. Friend Emily there in third place. 3 tourists in the first 3 places. I hope they don't run all the way to the end of the car park as well, but when we talked after, some of the regular runners, in fact it was this guy here, said afterwards, he says, yeah, the car was hiding, the turnaround point was just behind the car, he said, but I don't think it made any difference to the result, luckily, and all first 3 of us did exactly the same turnaround point. And the one thing I like about out and back courses now is you get to see everyone behind you as well, which is really nice. Get to see all the other runners. All been so friendly here as well in Canada as well, before Parkrun and after when we went to the coffee shop as well. So when we went past that turnaround point, obviously it was very undulating just there, but we're now back onto its flat, maybe the slightest fall in the path as we're heading back down the direction the water would flow. As we got to the turning point, when I said I could see my friend quite close behind me, I now feel pressured. I've now picked up the pace a little bit and I'm going to have to push hard for this last 2.5 kilometres, or probably about 2 kilometres now actually, because we've passed the turnaround and did that extra little loop. I'm just starting to feel a little bit tired now as well. Breathing's finding breathing, struggling to breathe, to get the breath in. I would have rather been a bigger gap behind me, and especially when it's someone I know that's very well matched to me. As you can see, I'm just looking around there to see how close he is to me. I think when you go around a turning point, the gap is actually, he seemed close to me, but it's actually twice that distance because they've got to run to the turning point and then back to where you are. Over the bridge again. You can see all the runners waving, so friendly here in Canada. Because I have the camera on my head, sometimes people look and wonder what it is. Someone did say to me, why are you running with a head torch at this time of day? I explained it was a GoPro camera. Hopefully now we're about 3 kilometres, last 2 kilometres to go.
Thank you, tail walker.
Here's the tail walker and park walker. Finding this pace really tough now. Quick look back again to see if I can see who's behind me. I can just about make him up, but there is a good old gap there. But if he's got me in his sights, he's going to try chasing me down, I'm sure. I just need to try and hang on now. Bridge again. It does look like, I don't know if the water does flow really hard and fast sometimes. Plenty of trees over at the side just there. This feels really hard work now. Still keeping a constant pace, but it feels really hard to do. Struggling to breathe, legs are feeling tired. And I think that comes from knowing there's someone not too far behind me, but I don't know if he's getting closer to me or not. I don't know if I said this, but yeah, see another quick look there as well, that sometimes I'd rather run and not know anybody at all, and then you don't feel any pressure when you've got someone there, you know. Or if I'm running with a running club, you spot all the club vests, and I do find it it makes a run harder to do when it's like that. Because the course twists and turns as well, is sometimes like where we're going here, going round to the left. You can look back sometimes. I think at one point I looked back and you can see, but there's a corner to go around, so they're actually further away than what they seem. Another quick look back again. You can never like this on a run. You can tell I feel, because I'm in P1. If I was in P6 I wouldn't give it the slightest thought, or P26 wouldn't bother me at all, but finding this a lot of pressure to do this. I'm just going slightly uphill just here as well. That's really hard when your legs are feeling really tired as well. I do remember this bit, it didn't seem too far. I think we're getting closer to the finish now, maybe into the last kilometre. Another black squirrel. Not only have I seen my first black squirrel, I must have seen about 20 of them today. This is just uphill again, just here. A rise, not really a hill. But when you're really tired, it's a real struggle to get up there. And marshalling as well, right turn now, and yeah, I feel like it's heading back towards the finish now. I need to keep my head down and push as hard as I can. Couldn't see him behind me just there at that point. He's got his fluorescent jacket on, so it should be easy to spot. Over this bridge. This bridge wasn't too far from that little out and back section we did. I was thinking, oh great, if we go along there I can see how close someone is behind me, but we don't do that on the way back.
Thank you.
The volunteer stood here cheering us on. Yeah, it would have been nice to go back along there, because then I could have seen just how close it was behind me. But it's not far to the finish now. I'm trying to put everything into this to push on. I know I've got a fair gap now. Another quick look back both ways, can't see him at all. I think now I'm pretty confident I've got this P1 on this one, because it's not far to the finish now. Certainly will feel relieved to see that finish. More volunteers, I can see the road in the distance, that means we're nearly there now. Just get towards the road, left turn over the bridge, and then that little slight uphill, very short section to the finish. Once I get to the bridge, I'll just have another quick look to the left to see if I can see anybody. Yeah, it's not in sight on there, that's good. Now feel a bit more relieved to feel that this P1 is going to happen. When you're my age, it's a very, very rare occurrence. It's just a case of being in the right place at the right time with no fast runners here. All of a sudden the tiredness and out of breath seems to have gone, knowing the finish is in sight. Quick look at my watch, it's not actually a fast time. We did set off fairly easy for the first kilometre or so. Just up this little section. There will be 2 P1 tokens in 3 days because we're in America for Thanksgiving. Just get to the line and then stop my watch.
Thank you.
21:45. Oh, fantastic, and another P1 token.
What was that?
Hello, Steve.
What was that? That's it. Away. Woo!
3 days, 2 P1s.
Yeah.
P1 today and about 21.5 minutes. That's 2 P1s in 3 days. One in USA, one in Canada.
That's it, good job.
Can do better now.
Get to the coffee shop. The parkrun is in the direction the camera's facing. The volunteers will send you in this direction. And this is the coffee shop, the Bean and Basket.
But he did nothing wrong. He wanted to come in this way.